welcome back to another vlog. I'm kind of taking it a bit easy this week. It feels like I'm having a little bit of a staycation holiday because Max's dad is visiting from the US and this is his first time being with us in the UK since we got married in 2019. So it is really, really lovely to have him here and to be doing kind of fun things that I wouldn't usually do during a working week. We wanted to be at Heathrow Airport on Sunday morning to meet him as he got off the flight. So we spent the night in London on Saturday night. I packed very lightly, which leads me on to talking about today's sponsor. Thank you so much to SURI for working with me again. I switched to this oh so sleek toothbrush earlier this year and it has been one of the best switches that I've made. I found my old electric toothbrush very clunky, very heavy, terrible for traveling because it would always be running out of battery, and also just not that hygienic, whereas this sits on your mirror by your sink so you don't get that collection of gunk at the bottom, and the battery life is brilliant. I charge this once every 40 days. What's more, the heads are plant-based and recyclable, and it comes with this really compact lightweight case, which is what you use to clean and charge it because it has a UV light in it as well, which is pretty revolutionary in my opinion. So if you're on the market for a new toothbrush, I would genuinely recommend SURI, and you can use my code Venetia for 20% off your order. So we packed very light for our one night trip in London, and I actually got my hair cut on Saturday. I went to Blue Tip. I've been doing it in this kind of like butterfly style for a really long time now, which means I kind of have like a shaping around the face and then like much shorter layers, and then we kind of keep some of the length. We took off like a good couple of inches. I get my hair cut by Camilla at the Blue Tip Portobello salon, and I should also say that they use really great products. They use Oway and they have refills in the store. And then Max and I went out for some Greek food, and then yeah, like I said, we picked up his dad at the airport on Sunday morning. Max had a little sign which was very Max and was very cute, and his dad found it very funny. Then I actually let them do their own thing after we had some breakfast, and I went to a Bhangra dance workshop with my friend Zainab. It was with the Royal Bhangra Dance Company. I'll leave a link to them below, and it was at Dance Works in London. And the reason why I wanted to do this dance class is because Zainab always posts them on her stories. She goes quite a lot, and I just thought it looked really, really fun, and it was really fun. It was not that easy. Like I did not pick up the moves very quickly, but it really got me out of my head. It was 90 minutes and it went past so fast, and it just made me realize I want to do more dance classes. So if you know of any, and I want to stress beginner level, like beginner level, street dance classes or hip hop dance classes, anything that's like not ballet, tap, modern jazz, like all the stuff I grew up doing, because I feel like I'm a little bit like wounded by that time. And not the heels classes, the heels don't appeal. Like I don't want to be like all sexy. I'd love to do Bhangra again as well. So my idea is to kind of keep my eye on like different studios in London and see what beginner classes they have going on when I'm next in London, but I would also love your recommendations. We actually spent the day in Bath today because we thought Max's dad would like to see it, because I do think it's like quite a good place for a tourist to visit. We went to the Roman baths, which I'd never done before, and then we went for lunch at Oak Restaurant, which is just so lovely. So this is great. I've just been informed that Max's dad is bored which means more home improvements. So we're going to be drilling some hooks. Let's go to Home Depot.
Bingo.
Which hooks do you want to use?
Well, I've got some really pretty ones. Can I show you the pretty ones I've got? I've actually been holding on to some hooks that I bought on Portobello Road Market like years ago, and I've never used them, but they're super cute. I've got like pink and red ones. I knew it was only a matter of time before Max and his dad went to B&Q. I just had a feeling. Something I did want to show you is how I've been wearing my Keffiyeh recently. This one is from Holy Land and Dates. But once you've got a triangle shape like this, you want to put 2 knots in this corner and this corner. So this is the kind of knot you want to do. Like that. Like that. This is the kind of shape. And then with the final corner, you want to do a knot like this. So this is your strap that goes over your shoulders, and then you just tuck in the 2 knots that you made initially. And there is your bag. I absolutely love it. I thought we would talk about a couple of the books that I've read recently, especially because the light, for some reason, this evening on my bookcase is looking so nice, so this feels like an opportune moment. Currently I'm reading Brotherless Night. I've only read 70 pages so far, but I am really, really enjoying it. This is this year's winner of the Women's Prize for fiction, so you know it's going to be good, but I don't want to give it a proper review until I've read it. So far, the first 70 pages have been really, really great. Non-fiction wise, I finished The 100 Years War on Palestine. I would highly recommend this book if you're looking for a very in-depth review of the history of Palestine from the past 100 years. And it is information dense, but you will learn a lot about Palestine if you don't know loads already, so I would recommend it. I also read this, Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy. This is about motherhood and postnatal depression, and it is such a compelling read. I think I read it in maybe 2 sittings. I absolutely adored it. There is real lightness in this book. It starts off incredibly dark and then gets lighter as you read on. She writes with such wit and such humour, and it just gives you a real insight into what the early motherhood stages can be like. Obviously not for all mothers. I don't want to homogenise motherhood or parenthood, but I absolutely love this book. I would highly recommend it. I found it so powerful, and my mum read it too as well, and she absolutely loved it. She was like, oh, it's really heavy, like I'm not sure if you'll love it, but I really did, and I found enough lightness in it to kind of work through the heaviness. Highly recommend. Monsters by Claire Dederer is a book that I think is definitely going to appeal to a lot of you. This book is all about, can we separate the art from the artist? And if we know the artist to be, let's say, not a great person, is it okay for us to still enjoy the art that they produce? This is such a fascinating topic. I really enjoyed reading it. It really tapped into some of the things that I'm really interested in. I didn't find her conclusion super concise. I wish it had been a bit punchier in its conclusion, but I also really appreciate grey space and leaving the conclusion up to the reader. So if you're interested in that kind of topic, I would highly recommend this too. And I'm not sure if I've spoken about Tom Lake on my channel yet, but I read this post Women's Prize for non-fiction. It's about family and love, both romantic love and also family love. The juxtaposition between kind of first love and marital love I found really interesting too, so I really enjoyed this. These are very top line reviews, so I hope that's okay. They're not like in-depth reviews. And then today when we went into Toppings, which is my favourite bookstore in Bath, I bought this by Jordan Stevens. I bought this for Max because I think he's going to really enjoy it, but I'm going to read it as well. I'm not going to lie, it was the endorsements on the front cover that made me buy it. Aphel Hirsch says it's necessary, urgent and totally original, and Dolly Alderton says brutally honest as well as poetic, so I'm really excited to read this. I was just thinking about Claire Dederer's Monsters, and I was wondering what you guys think about art and its responsibility to talk about climate change. We went to see Twisters. I found it really quite jarring that there was an entire avoidance of talking about or explicitly naming climate change. The whole film is about weather events and extreme weather events. And they kind of loosely mention in one part the weather events are getting worse and that it's having an impact on the food system. There's light reference to it, but there's not explicit reference to it. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about whether or not current art has a responsibility to mention events like the climate crisis, and if they will age well if they don't. I think it's a really interesting topic. I don't have like fully cohesive thoughts on it, so that's where you guys come in. Let me know what you think. Guys, I'm on dinner, which is very nerve-wracking.
Ooh.
What you doing? Chef, can you be mindful, please?
Yes, chef.
Not bad. Are you surprised I made it, Martin?
No, not at all.
I'm happy to say that dinner was a success. And now I'm just waiting for the lads to stop drilling so we can start watching the last episode of one of the best shows I've watched this year, Interview with a Vampire. It's so good. Good afternoon, it's now the next day and I'm helping Max film a video with his dad, which is very cute, so I thought I would show you what they're making. Super meatball sliders.
Alright, energy. You got this. Do you want to say cut the rolls in half?
And now we cut the rolls in half.
We're doing hooks. Gonna put 2 hooks here. Is it done?
Yeah.
Hooks. Hello pals, I've just done my hair and my makeup because I'm about to film the second part of a video that I've been writing with my friend Yalda. It's all about Oxford Street and Westminster Council's hypocrisy. It touches on the candy stores issue, which you might be familiar with. Also IKEA and Shein and ASOS. And it's been really fun to work on. We've been working on it for a really long time. So my plan now is to film the second part, which is just a piece to camera, which is fairly straightforward. I think I just saw a kestrel. I did want to talk to you about the interview with a vampire, which we finished last night. Guys, this has to be one of the best TV shows I think I've ever watched. I had not seen or heard anything about it anywhere, and it is so brilliant. PSA, I am not into vampires, I'm not into gore, I'm not into blood. And there is a lot of those things in this show. But I managed to cope with that, and it was so worth it because the script writing is absolutely incredible. That might be because it's a book adaptation, so a lot of the script might have been in Anne Rice's book, which I haven't read. You guys can let me know if you have. The acting is sensational. It touches on really interesting elements of history. I could honestly just watch endless seasons of this show. I'm not sure if it's been recommissioned for a season 3. I would be happy for it to end at season 2 because I thought it kind of wrapped up really beautifully. I'm not selling it hard enough to you. Please let me know if you've seen it because I just think it is exceptional. It's so camp. Like, I loved how camp it was, and it was so refreshing to see a black lead in a vampire character because I feel like they're always played by white people. Also weaving in queer love and gay love, just loved it. So highly recommend. Let me know what you think.
Manja. They weren't giving the same amount of energy.
Good morning, very quick outfit of the day. I'm wearing this plain white tee from Rise and Fall. Very old bag. This must be like 15 years old. Some thrifted camouflage print trousers. You often ask about my jewellery, so this V is from O.T. & Berg. These crosses are from Tea and Tequila. And these are from Keffiyeh, and these are Jimmy Fairley. Also wearing my ballet flats. Hey team, treating myself to a facial today. Got to keep this skin in check. Very much looking forward to it. Left the lads to have some fun together. It's lovely. Yeah. Is this the leftover dough you made last week?
Yeah.
We haven't properly spoken today. I went for a facial today, which I just love doing. It's like my favourite thing. And I figured that because I'm not paying for therapy for the next month because my therapist is on holiday and then I'm away, I can spend that money on a facial, right? It's the same thing. It's not. Max, me and his dad went to Broadway, which is a really beautiful village in the Cotswolds. Very picturesque. It kind of looks like a film set. And we went for lunch at Broadway Deli, which was so good. It's always so delicious there. What did you think of Broadway Deli?
Broadway Deli was delicious. It was actually very good food. Service was awesome. You want me to do a commercial? You don't want me to do that,
You can be critical.
Cut to commercial.
Cut the commercial.
I'm Max.
And I'm Mark.
And this is Broadway Deli, where we just had an amazing lunch.
Absolutely.
We also went to a National Trust property to have a look around the garden and the house. And then we went for tea with my mum and dad this afternoon as well, which was really nice. It's just so nice having him here. So nice having him here. I feel so much more relaxed having him around. I think because he gets us out of our heads. Just washed my hair because I've been doing slick back for 2 days, so my hair's been feeling really gross. We're gonna watch something on TV and I'm gonna scrunch this through my hair. And I also picked up this delicious chocolate at the deli. It is mint pistachio and cacao nibs, so I'm having that with my mint tea now. Two for me. Good morning and happy Saturday. I just stewed some apples and I just went to the market and got some vegan almond croissants, and I got Max's dad a cardamom and cinnamon bun. It's been, I think, about 3 hours since I last saw you. I said goodbye to Max and his dad because Max is cooking at a festival today and his dad has gone with him. So they are at this festival and I took the opportunity to edit a Mr. and Mrs. video for my friend who is getting married, and tomorrow is, well, she's not calling it a hen do, but it's like her kind of pre-wedding party. And I've edited her a Mr. and Mrs. video, which is basically when I asked lots of questions to her soon-to-be husband about their relationship, and I play back the answers tomorrow in a kind of what I think is a nicely edited video. So that took me, it started at 10:30, it's now 1 o'clock, so 2.5 hours. Also, please appreciate Max's dad's little flower arrangement. So cute. I'm just on a walk and I've stopped to have a little chat with you because I've been meaning to talk to you recently about my experience of therapy, because I'm coming up to my 1-year anniversary with this current therapist. It's been a really big part of my year, and it's also my birthday next month, so I think I'm kind of feeling like I should give you a little bit of a rundown. Firstly, it took me a really long time to find the right therapist for me. I prefer to be in person rather than online for therapy. So I would say if you're still looking for a therapist, I would say be patient and keep looking, keep trying different people if you're in a privileged position like I am to be able to afford therapy outside of the NHS. Probably gone every other week at least for the past year. I'm kind of there for two main reasons I would say. The first one is to figure out my real life self versus my online self, because obviously there is a lot of grey area in between. I love my job, but the internet can be a lot, and you don't need to be a digital creator to know that. I've really needed the support of a therapist for that reason, and to be able to kind of work through those murky waters of who am I on and offline? Are they the same? Am I going to disappoint people when they meet me in real life? All of that stuff. And it is just a constant thing. Like, the internet is the third person in the room in our therapy sessions. And the second thing is, do I want to bring new life into this world? And that has taken its time to kind of come up in the sessions, and I think that's because I've had a lot of reluctance to talk about it, because I do find it emotionally very, very draining and really scary to talk about. But it is finally starting to come up more and more. And what I've realised, the sun is coming out, that is magic. And what I've realised is I have a sort of bag of responses that I'm ready to sort of pick out from, depending on the person asking me, depending on the situation. And I've realised that I am, more than anything, just trying to give them the answer I think they want to hear, rather than how do I genuinely feel. So I think the next phase of our therapy sessions is going to be trying to really hone in on like how I genuinely feel. This stuff is really taking its sweet time, and as it should, right? I think this is ultimately like the biggest question that's hanging over me, and will be the biggest question for me in my life. So it's only right that I think I give it all of this time and thought and energy. Obviously, there is another person in this marriage, Max. He is just so supportive, patient, and I literally couldn't ask for a better person to kind of be by my side as I try and figure this out. Also a big believer in not coming on the internet to talk about stuff until it is processed, which is why I don't really want to go into loads and loads of detail, because I actually don't think it's helpful for me, and I don't think it's helpful for any of you guys. You might remember that I made a podcast about this very topic, and it had such a great response. I was talking about my kind of ambivalence around having kids, because this thing continues to be such a big kind of question in my life that hangs over me quite a bit, and because I've been dedicating so much time to really trying to work through it and figure it out, it feels only right that I kind of talk to you guys about it here. And I just want to kind of say that is going to continue to be. So if you watch my videos and maybe you think, oh, her life looks great, it looks like, you know, she's got everything sorted, I absolutely do not. And there are a multitude of things that hang over me at all points, which I'm just
so confused about. And this is one of them. Like, it's the biggest one. And that's where it will be. Maybe this feels harsh, and I don't mean to be kind of unwelcoming when I say this, because I love hearing from you guys and hearing your insights, and specifically with the podcast last year, it was so helpful. But in this instance, I only request that you maybe don't share, you know, certain things that you've gone through around this topic, because in this precise moment for me, I don't know how helpful it will be. I've done so much research and I've listened to so many people talk about their perspectives, and at this point in time it really feels like I just need to listen to myself, and I can't be kind of shadowed by anyone else's experience or opinions. Like, I've just got to focus in, which I do not enjoy, guys. I'd way rather listen to 500 other people's perspectives and just take their lead, or take a lead that feels the most appealing, but it just doesn't seem to be working in my favour. Oh my god, I'm getting really emotional. So I think we need to draw this segment of the video to a close. I'm going to get back to my walk and listen to a podcast, listen to something very cheesy and easy to get my mind off this. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that update.
Hello pals, happy Sunday. Not my usual Sunday face, I must say. Today I'm going to my friend's party, which is in London, and she's asked us to come as our favourite colour personified, and I thought I would do a blue eye. And I know I've done a blue like eyeshadow look on this channel before, and I was like, never again, and then you guys hyped me up so much that I was like, well, maybe it's actually alright. And I do actually really like it. I've really warmed to it, and I've just tried to do like fresh live skin. I'm going to be wearing my favourite vintage Versace dress, which I got on eBay. You must have seen it so many times because I've really worn it a lot. And then I was either going to wear this second-hand shirt over the top, or potentially my vintage denim jacket, and then this little bag from Revival, this little scrunchie, and a couple of other accessories. Shoes wise, I'm gonna wear my old trusties. I've actually gone for the shirt option. That way I can just tie it around my waist if I get too hot, because it looks like it's gonna be quite sunny today. Just a reminder, if you would like 20% off your SURI order, you can use my code Venetia. I'm very grateful to them for sponsoring this video, and I'm very grateful to you for making it this far, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.